Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a reaction to akah&claire's video on Instagram. Apparently this video has been trending because of what they were discussing, which is about breastfeeding. Akah was basically sharing his thoughts, his desires about breastfeeding, and Claire was being open-minded about how she feels about Akah's behavior and how breastfeeding is actually affecting her. So if you would like to hear my thoughts on this trending video, keep watching. Okay, welcome back guys. So akah&claire, if you don't know them, they are Nigerian YouTubers and also influencers on Instagram, and they are quite big. They recently had their baby. You'll see their picture on my thumbnail. They recently had their baby about a month plus, going to 2 months now, and apparently Akah hasn't been too comfortable with Claire's breastfeeding habits or not producing enough milk. And I needed to talk about this because I feel like a lot of times we have expectations before we go into parenthood as mothers and even as fathers. Like when you want to be a mom, you have expectations about how you want to raise your baby, how you want to breastfeed, how you don't want to bottle feed, how you want to have like a natural bath, a home bath, and all that kind of stuff, right? All of that is in your head until it really hits you with reality, until you actually have the baby and then you start going through stuff. I've had people that plan to have like natural home birth, unmedicated and stuff, and then boom, a complication happens. They're not able to have that birth. They have to go to the hospital and have a cesarean section, and that changes a lot of stuff. Now, the first thing I want to say is, do men have a right to impute into breastfeeding issues? Do they really have a right? Like, the truth is, as supportive as you want to be as a partner, as supportive as you want to be as a husband and as a new dad, there is a limit to which you can go when it comes to issues like breastfeeding or even a woman taking care of her body after childbirth. Truthfully, as supportive as you are, breastfeeding, the job lies on the woman. I've had 3 babies, guys, and trust me, it is not even funny. With my first child, the goal was to have exclusive breastfeeding. I've heard so much about it, I've read so much about it, and I and my husband, we sat down, we discussed, and we said, okay, once this baby comes, we're going to be having exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. But guys, when I had Trinity and everything she had to go through within the first 2 weeks of her life, everything changed. I wasn't even producing milk because this baby was stuck in the hospital for like a week. So there was no milk supply at all. And by the time we got back home, I was drained emotionally, physically. I was exhausted and I wasn't producing as much milk as I wanted to. And then I was depressed because I wasn't producing enough milk for my baby. I felt like I was failing. So this breastfeeding issue, right? It's just more than putting the baby to the breast and letting the baby eat a feed or just pumping in the bottle. It's way above that. Even scientifically, or let me say medically, right? If you're not emotionally okay, you will not be able to breastfeed or you will not be able to produce enough milk. And there are women that cannot produce enough milk. It doesn't make them less of a mother. Okay? There are women that before they wake up, their pillow is soaked with breast milk. I never experienced that for my 3 babies. And I always felt like, oh man, there are women that can breastfeed and the bottle is full. The baby is even pouring the breast milk out of their mouth and they sleep at night and before they wake up, their bra is soaked. Like, I never used a breast pad, not once. That's how much I wasn't able to produce so much breast milk. But guess what? I was producing just enough for my baby. Now, Akah went ahead and was telling Claire that it is you and I. Guy, it is not you and I. It is the woman. Even if she's sleeping all day and doing nothing, for the first 3 months of a woman giving birth, I feel like she just needs to rest. There's so much involved with being a new mom. So much that men will not understand. Yes, you're ringing it to her. You're reminding her, oh, you need to breastfeed, you need to pump and, be there for the baby. We need to make sure that the baby's milk supply is like up there and stuff. Let me be honest with you. If you cannot breastfeed, if you cannot produce milk, there is nothing wrong in formula feeding. Yes, you heard me right. There is absolutely nothing wrong with formula feeding. Wait, how about the babies that lose their moms during birth? or those ones that are abandoned and they have to be taken down to motherless babies' homes, don't they live? Don't they thrive? There shouldn't be any pressure on a woman when it comes to breastfeeding. It is not even easy. Even if she's producing enough milk, right? Putting the baby to the breast is a lot of work. You guys will not even understand. Your nipple is going to be sore if the baby is not latching properly. A lot of things. And then emotionally, you're just transitioning from pregnancy into motherhood. You're looking at this little baby that just depends on you fully. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot to take in. And then there are sleepless nights. Newborns don't sleep. They don't sleep. You're not sleeping. You're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about, oh, I need to snap back. My tummy needs to be flat. Oh, I still look pregnant. All sorts of stuff. And then to top it off, you're thinking about giving your baby breast milk and also pumping. Aka, I want to ask you, because Claire said in that video that you had seen a lot of videos where women, and I've seen it on Instagram as well, they show off their freezers with stash of breast milk that can feed the baby till they're even 5 years. Like, you just look at those videos and you're like, wow, all this came from one woman. They have gallons and pouches of breast milk stored up in their freezer for their babies. Amazing. But let me tell you something. That isn't what we grew up with. I never saw any mom pumping milk while I was growing up. It's like now that thing is like, you know, a trend. And we have to be careful with what we follow even on social media, because majority of those videos that you're seeing of women pumping and stashing them up, it came as a result of these women abroad needing to go back to work after like maternity leave, right? Like a month or 2 months after birth, they have to go back to work and they don't want to but to feed their children. They are producing enough milk and they feel like, okay, I can stash it up and my nanny or whoever is taking care of the baby can always make sure the baby gets breast milk from me when I am not around. It is not a Nigerian thing. As much as I don't want to even put this as Nigerian or Western thing, it is not something that we are used to and it's not something everybody can do. I have never used a breast pump. I have never even seen it being used apart from videos on Instagram and online and all of that. And as much as I admire it, I actually prefer to take the baby to the breast and nurse. Like I said, I have never used a breast pad because I didn't need it. Like, I don't leak milk. I don't produce that much milk. But guess what? My babies were well fed. They have a healthy weight from when they're born till when, you know, they grow up and they basically weaned off breast milk. Trinity was breastfed for a whole year. She stopped like a few days before her first birthday. Shadai stopped at 1 year and 4 days. Shiloh stopped a year and a week because she was basically becoming too obsessed with the breast and I just needed to let it go. It was kind of stressful. So the issue of breastfeeding, I feel like men, we want you to be supportive. We need you to be there for us, but you need to realize that there is a limit to how much you understand. Just as you're in the labor room with the wife or with your wife when she's having the baby, you feel like you're feeling the pain, but you're not actually feeling the pain. No matter how supportive you are at that point when she's in labor, the truth is you can't feel what she's feeling. You won't go through what she's going through. She's the one that is going to go through that birth. It's almost as when men say, oh, I hear about natural delivery. My mother had me naturally, so you're not going to have a cesarean section. So what if the woman does not want to experience vagina birth? Or what if she wants to use an epidural? She doesn't want to even feel the pain. It's her body. What she chooses to do with it, what she feels she can absorb in that body or she can tolerate is left to her. All you need to do is be supportive. Okay? Claire was telling you, don't tell me, have you pumped? It should be, when are you going to pump? Find ways, talk to your partner. Baby, how are you feeling? How is this breastfeeding coming? Does it come naturally to you? Because truthfully, with Shiloh, my third child, I was getting tired of breastfeeding. I was literally complaining every day that I wanted to stop her breastfeeding. I was literally complaining. And my husband would always tell me, honey, if you want to stop her, it's fine. We can do formula. And then, you know, the mom guilt, you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I can breastfeed a little more. Maybe we can get to 8 months or 9 months. And that was that. I feel like that's the best way you can be supportive. Make sure your wife has virtually everything that she needs. Her meals, her supplements. And that's one thing women do not even like realize during breastfeeding. Supplements don't end during pregnancy. You still take supplements while you're breastfeeding to help you be at your optimum health, like to help you be okay on the inside. Aka, as much as you feel like you're supportive and it is you and Claire doing this thing together, the truth is, if she falls into depression today, you're not going to be the one that will fall into depression. And the way you're going about this whole breastfeeding thing could actually push her to depression. A lot of mothers, a lot of new moms suffer from postnatal depression. I'm going to share my story on that at some point on the channel, but that's not what we're discussing today. Like, a lot of women go into postnatal depression because of issues like this. Because maybe you're not producing enough milk, you feel like you're failing your baby, you feel like other women are producing so much milk. There is no point for the comparison. Do what works for you. Like, that is the best advice you can give a mother. Do what works for you. If breastfeeding is what works for you, fine. If pumping is what works for you, fine. If formula is what works for you, by all means, give that child formula. The child is not going to die. The most important thing is that the child is fed. That is like the most important thing. The child is fed, healthy. That is the most important thing, because depression is real, guys. Postpartum depression is real. People don't talk about this, especially in this climate. We don't come out to talk about it, but it is real. Like, you just had the baby, you're looking at pictures online of people already telling you they've snapped back in 2 weeks after birth. Oh, I've pumped 3 gallons of milk in 3 hours or 2 hours and all of that. And you're measuring that with you and what you're passing through, which is not fair, which is not proper. Okay? Do what works for you. As men, be supportive. Make sure she's okay. Make sure ask her questions. Rather than give her demands, rather than tell her what to do, ask her questions. Ask her how she's feeling. And be as supportive as you can with her answers. If she tells you, oh baby, today, like, I really want to end breastfeeding, I don't feel like I can do it anymore, by all means, support her. Go see your doctor, see your pediatrician, ask for the best form of formula that you can give to your child, and make sure your child is fed. So long as the bottles are sterilized when they ought to, the food is made with proper water and all of that, your child is fine. That's the truth. Like, hey God, when did men start responding to breast? When did it become men's business about breastfeeding? I'm not trying to say men cannot, like, put an input here and there, but seriously, when did it become your problem? The most important thing is that the child is okay. I'm saying this over and over. The most important thing is that your child is fed, your child is okay. That is what matters the most. And that your wife is happy, your wife is okay. Hey, God Almighty. You see, behind every beautiful baby picture you see online and you go, oh, my ovaries, is a mom that has not had her bath. You guys will not understand. Is a mom that has not sat down to do her hair or even makeup in over a month, or let me say 2-3 weeks. Behind that beautiful, clean looking baby, well-fed, chubby baby, is a mom that is going through a lot. Is a mom that is probably stressed out, not even probably, is a mom that is stressed out. Is a mom that has lost sleep. I was discussing with my husband recently and I told him, I said, honey, in the last 6 years, we don't know what it's like to sleep normally anymore. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what it's like to sleep through the night without attending to babies. That is like 6 years of my life that I've not slept properly. And it's a lot. So it affects you mentally. It affects you. Even, there's something they call mommy brain, right? When you're pregnant, you forget stuff. It's worse when you're breastfeeding. You will turn on the water and on your cooker and you will go into the room to do, maybe attend to the baby or do something. You will not remember your cooker is on until maybe the kettle starts burning or whistling or stuff. It's crazy. There's so much more that men need to attend to other than, honey, have you breastfed my baby? My baby is exclusively breastfed. Sorry, excuse me. There is no medal that they are going to give you for breastfeeding your baby exclusively for 1 year or for 6 months. There's no medal that is going to be given to you that, oh, you pumped 2 freezers full of breast milk. So, take it easy. Do what works for you. Do what's best for you. Do what is best for your baby. Everybody is always asking, how is the baby? Hope the baby is fed. Hope the baby is sleeping well. How about the mother? She's a human being too. Her life doesn't end when she has a baby. Okay, she still has a life. She still has to take care of herself. She still has to be herself. So don't stress your women out, and do not put a standard on your life. Do not put a standard on breastfeeding or motherhood based on what you see online. Like, let's normalize normal lives. Let's normalize living normally, the way we should, the way we live. Social media is not a standard for life. Social media is not life. And Aka, I want to applaud you for like coming out to talk about these and sharing your thoughts and stuff, because I feel like a lot of men have what one thing or the other that they want to say when it comes to breastfeeding or motherhood, but they're not able to say it. And thank you for coming out about it. But my own advice, my own candid advice would be calm down. Make sure your wife is okay, your baby is fed, that's all. If Claire can continue breastfeeding, fine. If she can't, no problem. If she can pump, no problem. If she cannot pump and she can only put the girl to the breast, my goodness, let that little princess just suck on her mom and be fine. In the end, like I've said over and over in this video, the most important thing is that your child is healthy and fed, and you have a healthy wife. It's important. Your wife should not go into depression. Your wife should not feel less of herself because she's breastfeeding or because she's a mother. A lot of women lose their lives. Just when I mean lose their lives, not like die, but they lose touch with themselves. They lose touch with who they are as soon as they become mothers, because being a mother is quite demanding. It's a lot of work. But it shouldn't be like that. Our lives continue. Our lives matter as well. As much as we're taking care of the babies, we need to take care of ourselves. And that is my 2 cents on this particular topic. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, like it. Give me your comments in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this trending video. I want to hear what you guys have to say about breastfeeding in general. What do you think? Like, is this trend of stashing up milk in the freezer what it should be, or how it works best for the mother? Basically, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you will never miss my videos, and share this video. You never know who is going to learn one thing or the other. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.